was never, let's go to these shows and we're going to play the craziest sets and everybody's going to care. We actually kind of liked that nobody cared. Like, oh, let's just keep playing these shows. We would do stupid shit like get the crowd to bring a couch on stage and I would sit on the couch and sing the set. Just like dumb shit early on, because why the fuck not? Like, oh, you don't want to watch us? Well, now you have to watch us. And we're going to be so fucking, we would play the instruments, right? And we'd play the songs, but we would just shit on everybody because we didn't give a fuck.
Hello, welcome. It's HardLore time. How you doing, Bo?
I'm doing so good, Colin. How are you?
I couldn't be better. I've never been better, in fact. We've got such a great guest this week. New Jersey is in town.
Wow.
When isn't it, really? You know,
True.
Springsteen, Misfits, etc. But today we have an illustrious guest. We have our friend of decades plus now. Mm-hmm. You know, some call him the Crown Prince of New Jersey Straight Edge. Some call him the King. It really depends on who you ask. I call him Greg Falchetto from the Mongoloids Hold My Own and many more things. Welcome, Greg.
It is an absolute pleasure to be here.
I am so glad to finally see you here on this show for a long-form interview.
Yep.
We did a mini episode many years ago that we never aired, top secret, because we felt like we wasted you know, it was like, we can't waste this time on this guy, on this little stupid little thing.
Right.
I like that spin. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Good.
Now we got
thank you. As a manager, you know, I gotta spin. But welcome, Greg. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Let me start this off with a question. What do you guys know about K-pop Demon Hunter?
I know it's the top streamed. Is it a show or a movie?
It's like a anime movie on Netflix.
The movie is now the top streamed movie in the history of Netflix.
Well, I didn't know that. That's very impressive.
Yeah.
That's
all the rage.
What studio put it out? Anybody know?
Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that sounds...
I've heard of that.
Netflix Korea.
Aha. I don't know anything about it. I don't really
It's taken over the world, this thing.
I don't watch anything like that, really.
I heard there's music in it?
Yeah, so the soundtrack has been like a multiple times a day going on in my house. You know, my 8-year-old's big fan of K-pop Demon Hunter. So some of those songs, I feel like I'm losing touch with hardcore a little bit, listening so frequently to this soundtrack. It's almost deleting my past.
Really?
So I'm really grateful to be here right now with you guys to kind of like rejuvenate what's being lost every day as my soul deteriorates.
If they're into hunting demons, they're into crushing demoniacs. It's all
chromatic.
It can come right back.
I see that.
And you know, you've been liquidating your assets of hardcore memorabilia for years now. So maybe it's time to begin on South Korean pop memorabilia, you know?
That is true.
Check it out, dude. But yeah, I've heard good things. I'll check it out. You know, I love a musical. I love a silly song.
Yeah,
What's better than that? Speaking of silly songs, Greg. When did you find hardcore punk music in your life? Tell me about discovering that in New Jersey.
It was early because I was in a program in school, like 7th grade, maybe 8th grade. It was called the mentor program because I grew up without a father. So they would put you with teachers and you would hang out with them, right? And I had this teacher that was my mentor. His name was Mr. Ganji, and he was really into music. So he gave me like a mixtape. This is probably like late 99, maybe early 2000. They gave me a mixtape and it had like a bunch of different stuff on it. More like Less Than Jake, Hello Rough Few songs, Dude Ranch, Blink-182, but then also like Skunk and Antsy. I don't know if you know what that is, like a weird UK. So he was just like kind of all over the place musically. So that on that mixtape was Glassjaw on Thursday. So and the Thursday song on it was a song called "Dying in New Brunswick," which was from the Waiting record, so their first record. And I remember thinking it was so crazy because I grew up in East Brunswick, and like New Brunswick was like a stone's throw away. So it's like, man, this is crazy. Like the song has the town in the title, and it was just like, so that was kind of like an immediate I kind of locked in on it. And then when I went to high school, so that was probably eighth grade. And then when I went to high school, so this is 2000, I think. Yeah, 2000. That sounds right. There was kids that I would see wearing the shirts. So I became friends with this one girl that was probably a junior or senior at that point. Her name was Angela, and she was going to a show for the CMJ showcases, which were something that happened in New York City a lot every year. And there were like CBs and a bunch of other places. And she brought me to this goes really quick, right? So she brings me to this show, and I meet this guy, Sean Sullivan, aka Shawnee. And Shawnee was like a big part of all the local clubs.
Yeah.
And he lived at the town next to my grandmother. So then he just starts bringing me to every show, literally every show, like whether it's hardcore, punk, like I seen some, just like an array. I saw Linkin Park at like a 600 cap club right when Hybrid Theory was coming out. I saw Murphy's Law play a show where they wouldn't stop playing, and the guitar player received a blowjob on stage while playing. Like, yeah, like crazy shit. This is 2000, 2001. So
different time.
Different time for sure.
Isn't it? It's so fascinating to think when we're young how small our worlds are, that we see a band. Like the first three of the first hardcore bands I ever heard in general were Hatebreed, Death Threat, and 100 Demons. And I'm in Connecticut listening to these bands thinking like every band must be from Connecticut. Like oh wow. Nice. And then you leave Connecticut and you're like, it's such a miracle that these three bands existed. So the fact that you found Thursday talking about right up the road at that time in your life, like that brings you the whole perspective. Leaving only until you leave New Jersey and grow up a little bit do you really realize how cool that is. Just to have somebody talking about your home.
Yeah, and I think as you get into hardcore too, there's so much crossover, right? Like before the starting line was the starting, and I know this isn't hardcore, and I would never pose to be like, yeah, Sepultura is the first shit I listened to. Like, no, I was like pretty big into like homegrown and shit like that. That was what I was like. And I was buds with Census Fail. So when Census Fail got signed to Drive Through, we were like, what the fuck? So I like got in the band with Census Fail for their first US tour in winter 2003. So I was still a junior, got kicked out of public school, had to go to an alternative school. I didn't have a cell phone at that point. I told my mom I'm dipping, like I'm going on this tour. She's like, sure you are. Then I went on the tour, end up on the tour. I run out of insulin. So then she's like, has to like mail me in. It was just like lots of like thing. Yeah.
Different time. So how early is that before you're in bands?
Yeah. Yeah. Cause Mongoloids started 2005, summer 2005.
So you're touring you're hitting the road hard with Census Fail as a young diabetic with no fucking insulin on it.
Exactly.
Pre-Mongoloids.
Yeah.
And then while running out of insulin on the tour, you're like, Mom? I think I got a name for a band.
No, but I was watching the Skull one, and him talking about Skinhead, and in my head I was like, you don't even know the fucking half of it. Skinhead, you think that's offensive? Like, no. Imagine having to go to I pretty much shielded ever being in a band, especially when I started working. I would never be like, the band was called the Mongoloids. It was pretty sick. We went to Europe. Like, no, you just pretend it didn't exist.
That's in my notes, and I couldn't wait to ask you because I know your life, your days are spent managing the stars of tomorrow, essentially.
Yeah.
Have you have to have that conversation yet of being like, yeah, or I wondered, did Greg start Hold My Own so that he could tell his clients he was in a band other than the Mongoloids?
Right.
No, I don't like talking about that stuff, to be honest, especially because then people like have so many questions, and it's like, yeah, you like yell, and then people like do this other stuff. It's just like too many things. Cause like when you're talking to somebody that doesn't really know hardcore punk, a mosh pit is like people pushing around, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
So what happens when they see a spin kick? Then there's like a way more questions. It's just like a whole, but obviously in life, people figure things out. And then it's just like you get asked these weird questions, and it's just it becomes interesting.
It sure does.
It sure does.
How long have you been straight edge, Greg?
More than 20 years.
That's what's up.
Because if I'm 39 right now, so like when I was probably similar age, 14, maybe I I smoked weed one time in the woods, and I remember walking in the woods really far with my buddy Mike. Actually,
God,
Mike
can't
Torado,
be
shout
Fucking
out,
Mike,
Mike.
dude. It's always Mike. I have Mike Grinsfelder.
It's funny because Mike is actually the only or one of two people that I grew up with that like is in hardcore, and I played in a band with him called World of Minds. His name is Mike Torado. Shout out.
Oh yeah.
He's a great tattoo artist now. But we walked in the woods and we were walking through fields. It was like raining, got
Can't
mud
be too
on my
careful.
shoes, dude. And then we smoked this weed and I remember being like, this is fucking pathetic. I'm never doing this again. And then I never did it again.
That's how I felt when smoking the oregano and assorted herbs. I was like, this can't be what all the fuss is about. Never do it again.
Who did you smoke the oregano with though?
Mike Grinsfelder.
No way, it was Mike?
Another
Yeah,
Mike.
dude, and
Holy shit,
Shane
that's awesome.
Richardson.
That's amazing.
It
Shout out.
wasn't,
I don't know what they're up to
wasn't
now.
weed, but at Mike Honestock's 10th birthday, that was a sleepover, I did try a beer.
Dude, shout out to all the mics out
All
there
the mics.
just
That's-
poisoning the youth.
That is a true story.
Dude, mics are bad eggs, dude. We gotta get rid of the mics.
Get him out of here.
My Uncle Mike, scumbag.
Oh, my Uncle Mike is my godfather. He's amazing. Great guy.
I'll
Shout
buy
out
it,
Uncle
dude.
Mike.
You don't. There's some demons in that closet.
Greg, how did Mongoloids come about then? Did you go from touring and think, I gotta start my own thing?
Is that your first band?
It's actually my second band. I did a band called Fright Fest. That was like a weird. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you old Six Flags head.
Yeah, it was like something really stupid. There was like synth noises from the computer, and we played two shows ever. The second one being with like Converge, Sky Came Falling. A bunch of bands played it, but we kind of started to overlap with Sky Came Falling. And my friend was like, "Yo, only just started," and then we just finished the set, and I Monster Sky Came Falling.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's sick.
So the Mongoloids was next.
It's pretty much, yeah.
Fright Fest, Mongoloids.
How does that come to be? Tell me about calling your band the Mongoloids.
It was Mongoloid was our drummer. So the band was a little bit, me and the bass player Ray were he's my age. He's like 39, 40 now. And then I think we were like 18, 19. But the rest of the band were all like 15, 16. So, because obviously in hardcore, you become friends with everybody, right? Like if you, like to me as a 19-year-old meeting kids that were younger that were just so psyched. And we would like look up videos of like the Icemen and fucking Half Off and just random hardcore bands that you'd be like, you'd find a miscellaneous band that you wouldn't know about. And these were the kids that were like, we need to find this online. We need to figure it out. So it's like, regardless of age, if you have that sort of passion and you share it with people, it's like, you just all become friends. You start going to shows together. So his high school, like whatever, sophomore year of high school vocabulary was Mongoloids. They're like, oh shit, we just call it Mongoloids. Like, great idea. Let's do it. And then that was kind of what sparked it all.
And that it's stuck with you for 20 years now. 20 years exactly. Mazel.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, that's kind of what made us kind of figure out doing the shows for 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, I would say in order to get to this point where you're like, okay, I'm in high school, I'm calling my band the Mongoloids. You gotta. When did you become a silly enough guy in your life to allow that to happen?
Yeah, were you a
When
class
did the
clown?
silliness? When did the mischief and the I don't know how to even ask this. When did you become so silly?
I guess in the beginning, I don't know. I never wanted to take any of it too seriously, right? But it's easy, right? When you're in hardcore, I would consider both of you pretty silly willies. And,
Definitely.
in hardcore, when you're showing up to a show and you have people like Luke in Chicago or Dre in California. Yeah, you got some actual scary people. So it's when you
I
go to
better
these shows,
start juggling or something to get on these guys' good side.
The actual Fright Fest.
Yeah, but when you go to the shows and you see, real chaos ensue and you know how you're participating in it, it's like, oh, okay, like, I'm not going to cosplay as some tough guy because that's just never what I was. I'm going to go to the shows and something about that made it so enjoyable to me. And so interesting, and you become more and more engulfed in it, right? Like it becomes like something you deal with. You're doing it every day. You don't even realize it, whether it's listening to a record, looking up a thanks list. I mean, I'm trying to think of other shit I would do when I was a kid. You know, you go to a show and figure it out, you know, and I kind of was like backwards. So Cro-Mags did the shows with Harley, JJ. They played CB's 2002. I think that's right. DB's was 16 plus. My birthday wasn't until June. You know, I went to that show. I was 15. Brendan, the door guy at TV's who sang in a band called SFA, fucking Numerality. I don't know, you know, if you've not heard that record, you should listen to it. One of the fucking best. He snuck me into the show. And I went to that show, but I wasn't there for Cro-Mags. I didn't give a fuck about Cro-Mags. I watched No Warning and I dipped the fuck out because I was stoked on new shit. In my head, Cro-Mags was some like old, washed up shit. And that's like, you know,
just young kid stuff. Yeah.
You know, that's kind of what we see that as a part of our role. You know, we get to have newer bands on and then expose people to fucking world collapse. You know,
you're right.
Yeah, that's sick.
I want bands with 900 monthly listeners to finally get their due, and that's fun because I felt that way. You know. I don't see the through line between Bad Brains and Hatebreed at first. Right. And then suddenly it's all connected. It's great. That's the best. The best genre. It's the best music.
You mentioned you got kicked out of school, and I just wonder, were you being silly or were you being bad?
No. So that Census Fell tour was 7 or 8 weeks long. So I just kind of went on it. So when I come back, and my mom, like, you know, she was so supportive of my idiocy at all moments. I mean, when it came to doing a band, when it came to collecting records, to blasting music, I mean, she was very like, you know, as I'm older now, I look back and I know, you know, it wasn't easy for her kind of, you know, I have a sister as well and she's 30 now, she's 30 now. So she was raising 2 kids on her own and dealing with a lot of shit. And she was always like, I mean, I straight up left high school, got in a van with people she didn't even know, right? Because in hardcore, you become friends with people at shows, and she didn't know any of them. So it was like, and she was just like, she knew I was, you know, not getting fucked up or doing weird shit, and she just knew what I loved, and she supported that. And it was like, when I read
trust,
it,
parental, it was motherly trust.
Exactly. And she held it down for me. You know, she sent me
for better or for worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah. So you were the kid in high school who just vanished, and then people didn't know what happened? Like, what was the story? Like, was there a rumor about you?
I mean, it probably was, right? Because there was always a rumor, but like, I wasn't there. And I only had like when I was finding out about hardcore, I just started writing everybody off. Like, this dude's a fucking poser. Fuck this other person. I don't want to talk to them anymore. You don't know about this, you bitch. So it was like but you know, because that was my only interest was this. So as time was progressing, like, it was just more and more and more of that. So it's like, I mean, Mike and my buddy Justin from high school were the 2 people I was like kind of my through line in friendship. And even the dude Justin, I went to high school with him, and him and I got a fist fight in the parking lot all the time. So it was like, it's not, you know, some people have like a big network of people they went to high school with. I have 2 people. So it's
kind of same.
Yeah.
That I like, you know?
Right. Yeah.
But do you talk or see other people?
From high school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's 2 people that I went to high school with that I like actively communicate with.
Chris and I went to the same grade school together. The drummer in my band and I have but he's like my guy, you know? So that's not...
You got
the handsome one, right?
Yes, the very handsome.
Yeah.
So handsome. Also very Italian. So obviously something in the genes. Abbondanza.
Let's talk about the early days of the Mongoloids. Like demo, the original cast of characters you got. Who's writing this stuff?
It was the demo was written by Frank Tadek, who we practiced in his parents' basement, and his dad was like involved in music. He had like an old Gibson Les Paul that is the guitar that Frank still plays to this day.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah. He and his dad was like him. So Frank was originally a drummer. He played drums in a band called Andolini, which was a cool band from Edison, New Jersey, and then they changed their name to Enforcer, and then they kind of just stop being a band. But he wanted to play guitar in a band, and we were all kind of figuring it out. And they were also like learning how to record. Him and his dad like did a lot of stuff together. You know, a really nice relationship. And we did this demo, and when we recorded the demo, they didn't know how to like punch in basically. Like so a lot of the demo was done like the vocals were one take. Like it was a very like, you know, but we were rushing the demo because I was about to go on tour with the Banner. So the tour that the Banner was doing was Terror, Donnybrook, the Banner, and then 100 Demons were on some of those dates. Sure. That was winter 2005.
We got to get this demo done, guys. I'm leaving.
Exactly. So I wanted to hand the demos out at the merch table when people were buying Banner shirts. Yes, so I was like, and then we printed shirts that I was like, man, I'm going to give Martine from Terror one of these shirts. I'm going to give the people in the bands the shirts, and people are rocking the shirts. I mean, this is 2005, so it's like, well, this was the way.
You're bringing up a very interesting point, and I know it's easy for us to sound like back in our day, like we're the oldest punks to ever exist. But we are the last group before social media would kick off like 5-6 years later. True. Where everyone's got it on their phone and you can find stuff easier and easier as the years go by. This is how you got word of mouth out. And it was so like, dude, I loved going to fests and getting demos and going home with demos. Yeah. That was fucking awesome. That was one of my favorite things about big hardcore shows and big
comps.
Fests.
Little samplers and stuff.
I love a comp in all forms. Food, music.
You did so much before Time Trials even came out. Let's talk about the first couple years right before Time Trials, because you played Sound and Fury 2007.
We did, yeah, because that was when Bob Shed was a part of Sound and Fury, and Bob's label, Collapse Records, was the first label to release Time Trials before we sold it to Eulogy, yeah.
Okay. Let's talk those first couple years, because it's unbelievable what you managed to do. Word got out about the Mongoloids fast, and I think in huge part to the Bridge 9 board, which was such a central character.
100%.
We're going to talk about that a little later too.
Yeah, it's a crazy message board. Message boards were crazy back in the day. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it's Twitter. Twitter is the internet's message board now, but it used to be divided, and then you'd have these like main characters.
Yep.
On the message boards for the day, and guys who had posted longer than you had kind of seniority.
Yeah, had some clout. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
I remember Colin of Arabia. I think his name was just Colin on there, and I was so jealous. He got Colin. Tell me about the first couple of years of the Mongoloids. How much touring did you do?
Touring, we did a lot of weekends. That was always like any show we can get, we would take. So it was like one of the first weekends we did was, I think the route was South Carolina, Birmingham, Alabama, and then Warren, New Jersey. That was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, so it was like I think like somebody in Birmingham had hit us up being like, hey, we're doing this fest down here, Righteous Jams and whoever else is going to play. Do you guys want to play it? Or I don't know if you guys could play it, but if you wanted to come play, like, we'll be there. So and then the day before we got added to the Righteous Jam show, I think it was in Charleston, maybe. It was like us, them, and I don't even know if anybody else was on it, but I remember being like, damn, we're on tour, Righteous Jam. This is crazy. We were on tour, Righteous Jam. We played 2 random ass shows, but it was so sick because, and Joey C, the singer, I booked them in New Jersey a couple times, and a big part of, I would say, my like 2004, 2005 was I worked at a screen printing shop called TDT Screen Printing. Mm-hmm. TDT Screen Printing was run by Jeff Sanville Straight Edge, 4-Punch Crew, drummer, or one of the drummers of Hands Tied. I mean, he was kind of like in the zeitgeist of everything I deemed cool in my existence.
So it's cool to you already just to work there.
Yeah, and it was like also working there was Dave Ackerman, the singer of Tear It Up. So it was a ton of people I looked up to. And the coolest part about it was, aside from one person, everybody was like very nice and like, and they would not judge you and they would show you shit. And this is the best part. All these years later, the one person that was a piece of shit they were working in a pizza shop when they were 40 years old. And that is fucking how it works, my friends. You were suffering. And they didn't own the pizza shop. If you owned the pizza shop, you're probably working for minimum wage, sweat. Yeah. So it's like, that is why you got to be nice to people.
Be nice to people or food services, Colin, which is, can be a great career.
It could be.
Dude, I love that.
But maybe not for him.
I'm thinking about a band starting off doing weekends, and I'm like, oh, New Jersey, that's a really good location. You got Philly right over the bridge. New York's not too far. North Carolina, Birmingham. That's the first weekend.
Do Northeast bands know how good you have it?
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay. Because you can drive 90 minutes and you're in a whole new scene with 500-600 more people no matter what. You're 5-hour flight away. You are as close to London as you are California.
That is true. But I feel like California's kind of, you guys can go do Oxnard.
Yeah,
it's not you. Listen,
you don't have. I have the grounds to talk because
you do.
If you want to go to another scene here, you're going to fucking Omaha.
Yeah, but dude, most days if I drive 2 hours, I'm still in Los Angeles.
That is true.
It's not the same. It's beautiful. Right. The Northeast is like the mecca of hardcore because it can be kind of. Is anybody feeling me? Let's talk about Time Trials.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, where did the voice? Did you have that voice on the demo?
Yeah, it was like a rougher version of it, but that's just kind of how it came out. I wasn't really trying anything. I was probably recording the demo was probably the first time I'd ever yelled. So I just did whatever came out, and then obviously it changed it a little bit over time. But that's kind of what it was.
What inspired the melody?
Leeway and Life of Agony.
Dude, I mean, even being young and hearing you guys at the time, I thought it was taking No Warning a little further. That's what I equated it to because I'm not thinking Leeway as a 15-year-old. You know what I mean? I don't have that yet. So I'm seeing it as this like evolution of how Ill Blood literally ended. And then if Suffer Survive was out at that time, I can't remember. But like I'm seeing it in that light.
Yeah, we love No Warning. I just told you I went to go see No Warning and left before. I never saw JJ and Harley play together because I wanted to see No Warning and I went and got pizza.
Do you know any lore on the End of Quarrel tour that was booked and then canceled?
I actually don't. What do you know about that?
I don't know. I know about the shirts. I know that EVR printed a shit ton of shirts. I had one for some time. And then they were ordered to be destroyed, and they were not all destroyed.
Yes.
Pretty cool. So if you got one, hit me up. I want it back. Time Trials. Tell me about putting this together, the feeling, listening to it the first time, and the response to it that you noticed. You played California. It was great. I was in the pit.
Were you in the pit?
I was there, dude. Yeah, Santa Fe 2007. You covered Life of Agony.
We did cover Life of Agony. We loved Life of Agony.
I was a tween.
Yeah, you must have been so young.
And I had already had this love for Life of Agony, and thought that was a band I figured I'd never see. Right. So at this point in my life, that's the closest I'd ever come. So I was moshing like there was truly no tomorrow, much like Agents of Man, you know?
There you go.
Tell me about Time Trials.
So Time Trials was recorded kind of strange because that record, we recorded it on reel at a studio called Chum. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was recorded on reel, and it was recorded at a studio called Chumbucket Studios in New Brunswick, New Jersey, by a guy named Brian Chumbucket. We started the record, and we actually recorded 4 songs, 2 of which were on like a 7-inch single because we were playing shows now. We're like, yo, we need to get some new music out. So we recorded this like demo. It was basically just like 4 demos, and we put 2 of them on a 7-inch, and then the other 2 we just sat on for a while, and then it was like, hey, why don't we just go back and do another drum setup and record more songs and make it into an LP and include these 4 songs? It's completely talking back about it sounds ridiculous, but so that's essentially 2 sessions. Yeah, and I think it worked out because it was same room, same setup, whatever. But it was that's essentially 2 different recording sessions we just put together as one LP.
How do you feel looking back at Time Trials?
I mean, I still think it's good. Like, I think like when you look back at something 18 years, or I guess it would be 19, we started it, whatever. Yeah, probably 18 years ago. And like, lyrics are what I'm looking at, and I still feel the same way. Like every lyric I wrote, I still hold true to those. Like I didn't switch up anything I'm doing. So it's like I'm good with that. I think for kids, like, you know, the guitar player was 15 or 16 when he wrote that. 16, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I can't. I also don't. I don't know. I think it's fine. Like I still enjoy it.
Good. How much touring do you do on this?
Oh, because yeah, I'm trying to think, because we did that in the summer 2007 to Sound and Fury. We did that with Bitter End, and then Brace War was on some of it, and then Kids Like Us were on the Florida shows.
Yeah.
So you were attached to the hip to Kids Like Us at the time, huh?
Yeah, we were just friends with them, and honestly, like Lars and I was like very antagonistic to him. Like they played a garage in Brick, New Jersey, and I was like, it kind of sucked. Like I was just talk shit to him, and he was like talking shit back, and we just became quickly friends. You know, it's just like it's kind of like how Harm's Way is with Weekend Nachos, I would guess. You know, you just kind of shit on each other, but in like a nice way, right? Like you're all friends, and that, you know, you go to the grave for him, but it's just like you instantly have this like dynamic that like when it hits, and you know, if it was anybody else, you'd probably be like, fuck these people, they're annoying as shit. But like, you just become friends.
Was
the old ball busting?
Was This Is For You Fest that the end of that year, or was it the following year?
We did This Is For You twice or three times actually, because we did it. The first year was 2006.
So it wasn't
and that was the year we did it with. That was a run of shows we did. Down to Nothing, Half Heart, us, Brace War, and a band from Boston called Harder the Fight. Random band.
Yeah.
Sounds like a baffling favor.
I think it was the following year then, because Nachos played, Harm's Way played. It was our first tour. And I told the story on the mini, but I have to tell it again because it's it's when I think of Greg from the Mongoloids. Or maybe, are you Greg Hold My Own now? Has it changed? Have you rebranded?
Greg New Jersey Straight Edge. I think.
Yeah, that's the one I like. Yeah.
Okay, that works. So when I think of you, I think of this moment where New Year's was right around the corner. It was like a week away. It was late December in Tampa, Florida, I think. No,
not Tampa. Daytona. Yeah.
Daytona Beach. And Mongoloids are starting. Greg has his back to the crowd. He bends down, picks something up, turns around, and he's wearing light up 2008 sunglasses that are flashing. Plays the set in them for as long as you do.
Yeah.
As long as you can. I don't know how long, really. Then, you know, that was the fest. We continue on to a tour, and we end in Clinton, Massachusetts, Western Mass. Play with the Mongoloids. We just happened to join back up. It's like mid-January now. Mongoloids are starting. Greg bends down, picks something up, turns around, lighty flash up 2008 sunglasses.
They survived.
Flashing. They made it. and like, that was how we bookended this tour, was both of those. That's the image I have in my head. 2008
pilled.
Very 2008 pilled.
Everybody was, it was Obama mania, baby.
But I think the reason I bring up This Is For You is you guys were, I don't remember who headlined, but you were up there. You guys were, I remember Mongoloid. When I got into Mongoloids, it seemed like you guys were already this like band, like a band that you had to know.
You'd been touring tirelessly for years, so I need to hear about some of these antics and these hijinks, etc.
I mean, it wasn't. I mean, we were like shit on the Bridge 9 board all day. People thought it was a piece of shit. I mean, but we just didn't care because we were like, fuck it, we're just gonna play and we're friends, and that's like, and we love hardcore. I mean, like, you know, I missed this originally, but the first show we played out of state was in Wilkes-Barre, and we went there and we played War Hungry's Divine and Demonic 7-inch record release, and that was like Cold World, War Hungry, us. And the next day they did like a Richmond show. Mongolies weren't on the Richmond show, but we were like, yo, we're going to the Richmond show because it's a fucking dope show in Richmond. We're just going to drive to Wilkes-Barre, play the show, and then we're going to stay. We stayed at Adam Rifkin's house, who, you know, he's very, very put together guy these days. But back then he was fucking silly bastard. So, and we stayed at his mom's house, and he was being crazy. I won't disclose any of the things he did because he'd probably be very upset. But you know, he's a legend.
Mm-hmm.
And because I think he plays in Fireworker now, right?
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
Adam
that's right.
Rifkin, true legend, and we just
Or
went
Bad
to
Seed
Bad
and
Seed.
many
Yeah,
others.
yeah. I didn't want to give him all that though, because then people are like, "Oh man, you don't want to ball wash too hard." But he did. He went. Then we all drove to this show in Richmond. We just went to the show, and it was fucking awesome. This band Tombstone played, which was like a bunch of the people in Iron Boots. Other band that was like
Okay.
more Sabbath, I guess, worship, but it was just dope. And that was always kind of what we wanted to do. It was never, let's go to these shows and we're going to play the craziest sets and everybody's going to care. We actually kind of liked that nobody cared. We're like, oh, let's just keep playing these shows. We would do stupid shit like get the crowd to bring a couch on stage and I would sit on the couch and sing the set. Just like dumb shit early on, because why the fuck not? Like, oh, you don't want to watch us? Well, now you have to watch us, and we're gonna be so fucking. We would play the instruments, right? And we'd play the songs, but we would just shit on everybody because we didn't give a fuck.
The Mongoloids. That's it, baby.
That was the dream, and here we are, 20 years later, and we're still able to go and play, and it's been really nice getting to kind of play these shows with the original lineup of guys that we kind of started this band with, and got to the band wouldn't have been what it was without the people that were doing without the original lineup, because they were all sick fucks,
I thought it was really cool at FYA seeing, like, when I found out that it was the original lineup. I thought that was really cool. I appreciate that. I know how difficult that can be,
especially given the circumstances, which we will talk about in a minute, and I can't wait to talk about. Did you guys go to Europe?
We're going there. You mean originally or now?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Mongolia's toured Europe probably 7 or 8 times.
Talk to me. How was that experience?
I mean, I'm saying it's probably better than the twitching tongue stories I've heard.
Of course.
I've heard some. I mean,
of course it was, Greg. Tell me about that.
No, I say that because it wasn't like we went and it was like very agonizing. Like, I feel like we never went. Well, maybe once we went for like 5 weeks, but a lot of the time we would go for like 2 to 3 weeks. And it was always like a very like, okay, True Colors is playing their last show. We're going to go do 2 weeks of shows around it and then get the fuck out of there. And it was always like pretty enjoyable. Like, I feel like we got a lot of love and I mean, but again, like my bar is so low, maybe it was terrible and nobody gave a fuck. But the fact that 3 people gave a fuck, I was like, oh, this is crazy. Like,
yeah, I mean, hardcore was very different then.
Yeah.
3 people moshing hard. I'm good. I'm fine.
Yeah,
that's great. 0 is different.
I'm trying to think, Colin. I think even on our tour of Europe together, I don't think any of the shows were ever the problem. It was the other stuff.
There was many that were like unbelievable.
This is great. It's like getting
it's everything in between. It's getting there. Not sleeping is just it'll get you, man. Creeps up on you. But you had a really positive experience in Europe early on.
Go back 7 or 8 times. Sounds like it.
When I'm thinking about it, I mean, we got the tour with like Death Before Dishonor over there. We toured Agnostic Front over there. We toured with a band called Numerality over there, which is really fun. A band called Something Inside over there. That was cool. They were a straight edge band. The first tour was Trash Talk. That was really fun. And then obviously, or not obviously, but Dave from Mongoloids joins Trash Talk and is still in Trash Talk.
Oh, wow. I didn't know.
Yeah. I feel like we made like collectively a lot of like friendships in Europe that have lasted, to this day.
Beautiful. All right.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear about your experience going back.
Yeah.
Because it is different now. It's incredible.
Yeah, maybe it'll be the reverse effect, and it's just like...
And now it's fucking sucks.
Oh, my God.
I hope so. Assorted music. Let's talk about that. Second LP, Mongoloids is back. How did this go over? Because it's the continuation. It's the evolution. You're still hitting the road hard. Mongoloids are taking over the world. Is this Eulogy still?
Yeah, Eulogy does this one with 6 Feet Under Records doing the vinyl. This was another one that was like, it was going to be for something else. And then we're like, let's just turn it into a record. And we kind of like, some of the songs got rushed a little bit. That Frank, the original like primary songwriter, quit. And then Sean, the other guitar player, kind of like the primary songwriter, so it kind of shifts in sound a little bit. And then Dave, who, when Frank quit, he stepped in for Frank, and then that was before that, to the summer 2008 Trash Talk European tour. So then the new lineup is Dave, Sean, Ray, Alan, me. So I definitely think the sound changes a bit. Frank was like very inspired by like New York hardcore. He was obsessed with it, and like he spent a lot of time like. And Sean was more like just traditional metal. Like he, you know, and I'm not a metal guy at all, to be honest with you. I know you guys love it, and
to this day.
I mean, it's like Malevolent Creation. I can listen to it. I'm like, oh, this is cool.
That's where
like,
that's the exception.
Honestly, yeah, like the Legacy demo, Early Testament, like stuff like that. I'm like, this is dope. But then like Megadeth and stuff like that, I'm lost, man. I can't like. But
I mean, that's an acquired taste.
Yeah, it was too much.
What's some other metal you don't like? I'm curious. Like, what's a hard ass metal band you hear and you're like, I don't think this is for Greg.
Give me an example.
Suffocation.
Yeah, I'm good. Disgusting. I don't want that.
Disgusting?
Yeah, I don't need that shit.
Dude, I thought you were a mosher.
I mean, I love to mosh, but I like to mosh to things that like I don't need all this crazy stuff going on.
You mentioned Sepultura right in the beginning.
Yep.
You fuck with Sepultura?
I mean, honestly, I'm good.
Wow.
Nah, I'm good.
What a specimen.
Yeah, like Sepultura is probably the most crossoverable that isn't a crossover band or isn't from hardcore. You know?
Yeah, I would say like one of the most objectively likable things I've ever heard in my whole life.
I think my opinions too. Like, I really do think the ones I like are the ones that just like when I was working at TDT, the screen printing shop, it would just be the ones that came on a lot. And there's probably these other ones playing, but like Malevolent Creation, I remember listening to that record, no joke, multiple times a week. So like. And I would, so this was also a time when I would take, like, there was no joke, probably thousands of CDs at the shop because you would put the CD in, listen to it. This is 2004, 2005. Mm-hmm. So I would take Jeff, the owner's CDs home with me and I would rip them to my computer. So I really did give it a try, but I don't know, man. I just think I'm
not a metal guy.
Maybe I'm just like more of a pop punk guy, you know, like Starting Line. I'll listen to that all day. Maybe a little Early November, you know, I'm good.
Hey, you said it, man.
Vibing.
I love that first Early November record.
That's come on.
Never heard it.
It's great.
I was already into Suffocation.
Yes. That's the line we draw. Yeah.
You got to have it. So, Greg, there was a day on the Bridge 9 board that I consider to be a top 5 incident in the history of the board. In the history of hardcore at this time, to me, really.
Sure.
And there's a thread pops up by one of the members of the Mongoloids.
Yeah.
How active were you on the board this day?
I was always active on the board. Come on. I was sitting there looking at it all day. It's refreshing, being like, what's going on here? Let's
talk about this. So one of the members of the Mongoloids says, the whole band just got kicked out by Greg. I'll never forget this so vividly. They said, we're supposed to leave for a tour tomorrow. Greg told us he's leaving with a whole new band. And we're in shock. We can't believe it. We're also really confused because sometimes he'll be eating lavish meals such as Cheesecake Factory while we don't know what we're doing. Tell me that, and the Cheesecake Factory comment has stuck with me forever. I love it. I think it's my favorite thing anyone ever said on the board.
I mean, it's a great restaurant.
Great place. Great establishment. Absolutely.
To this day, still go there. Still a fan.
This is so legendary. Tell me about this day, how this went down, your decision to boot them all and start a new Mongoloids and hit the road hard this day.
I think. So the Mongoloids played a lot with different members. We would get fill-ins and we toured a lot. A lot. So it was like in my head, I was so obsessed with the idea of doing the band. We did a European tour and things were already kind of falling apart on the European tour. And it was like, I think we talked before it and it was like, we'll do Europe. And I was like, all right, if we're going to do Europe, I want to do these other shows. And then I was like, all right, then if we're going to do those shows, like, let's just be a band and we'll figure out how to be a band in whatever the the way of doing it. And then it just changed so many times, and we were all fighting, and there's questionable things going on with money, and people didn't like how I was running the band or how I was kind of like managing the money and things like that. And we were not getting along. I was definitely kind of like feeling like an outcast in the group. And during the European tour, I was just like, fuck this. I'm not doing this again. Like, I don't need this. I was so obsessed with the idea of doing the band. And it's like, looking back at it now, especially after all kind of reconnecting last year and kind of like doing shows this year, I don't think I was right at all. I actually know I was completely wrong. And I was insane. I was a fucked up person from New Jersey. Like, there's no there's no explaining the unhinged actions of like I was on tour with these guys, like putting together a band that was good, and then like telling them, and like the fucked up part was just some of us didn't talk from that point until last year. Two of the members of me didn't speak for 18 years straight up.
Wow.
It was just, and it wasn't like anything weird. It was just it was like a falling out. So it was like, that's what made kind of doing it again. And I always said after the last Mongoloid show in 2014, I wouldn't do it again unless it was with those guys. Cause, I do recognize their contribution, especially like the overall aesthetic of insanity that they brought to the band. I mean, some of the ideas, some of what gets composed, like even the fucking spinner at FYA, that wasn't my idea. That was Dave's idea. So it's like, I can't sit here and be like, that would like maybe then I was like, man, that's me. Like, I did all this, but I was also, I was fucking insane. So it's like, I still am. So it's like, I don't think I had this whole idea and I rolled it out, and I was so stubborn. Like, we did the 10 for 10 tour, which was the tour that guys got cut out, and we ran it. Legendary tour, and the shows were insane. I mean, it was a great tour, and it could have been, it didn't matter what the circumstance was because the tour was a good tour. So it doesn't matter. The tour after that tour, let me tell you, that was just us headlining, and that was not a good tour. That was
nothing more humbling.
Yes.
Nothing more humbling than that.
But when you're a stubborn Italian from New Jersey, it doesn't matter. You're like, fuck it, I'm going to keep going. Oh, 5 kids here? Fuck yeah, we sold 5 shirts. Like, and I would just spin it in my brain like it was all okay. And I understood, like, after the fact, especially, like, man, those are pretty rough years. But it's just like, it was a growing experience, and I feel like I learned a lot from the chaos and whatever else. But it's like, to me, this year, getting to do the shows with the actual band and like reconnecting and getting to like I don't think I'm a person that has a lot of ongoing beefs or like shitty relationships. Like, you could say I'm good or you could say I'm bad, but I don't think there's like active people that are like, I'll murder him right now.
Yeah.
Or whatever it would be. So it was like to have that with people that I built something with, that was regardless of what I went on, having kids and creating a life and whatever, like it doesn't feel good when you go back and you think of those memories and you're like, man, these people, I left them feeling a shitty type of way. And it could have been done a million different ways better. But, I was just so caught in the moment of like, you don't want to do it? I'm just going to do it myself. And then I was like,
And I mean, it's not the first time that's happened in hardcore music. So it's like you had examples.
Yesterday. It happened yesterday. It's happening right now on the internet. They got money signs out there and all this crazy shit. And that's just true. It is what it is.
Hey, speaking of the 10 for 10, just kind of an unrelated thought, but I have wanted to ask someone who was on the tour, was that a successful tour, like financially?
I think sponsors made it possible.
Oh.
So like it was going to be successful either way, but the 2 shows I went to on it were...
Where were they?
Unbelievable. One was at the Glass House. Maybe the other one was maybe at the House of Blues. Does that sound familiar?
Were you at the legendary show where Brody King had an incident out front?
Of course I was.
Oh, man.
Fighting for the honor of one Juicy J.
Yes.
A different Juicy J, unrelated.
But those are big caps. Those are the Glass House.
Dude, but Glass House is 700.
Oh, okay. So 700.
And that was like the fact that there were, I don't think it was full, but it was amazing.
So $10 times 700. It just makes me, every time I hear about that tour, I do that math and I'm like, even at the time.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was like the bands were on like a sliding scale. Like this group of bands got paid this much. These rotating headliners got paid this much. It was done that way, and then all the bands rotated. So like if you showed up to Pomona, the order of bands was different than if you went to Mesa, Arizona. And it was kind of built the way I think to grow, kind of like compliment each band, whether it was
like Warped Tour, where this hell's opening this night.
Yeah.
Fucking TUI is second the other night.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Very cool.
You toured I think the only time I played with the Mongoloids early on at that time was the Chain Reaction. I think it was Trap in Ice, Mongoloids, Full Blown Chaos. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound right?
That was Reign Supreme, not us.
Reign
Reign
played.
Supreme? No. We didn't play that
Yes,
tour.
you did, because you shouted us out on stage and it meant a lot to me. It was Ruckus. It wasn't might not have been Full Blown Chaos, but there was a Mongoloids TUI tour where Ruckus played at Chain Reaction.
Okay, because I remember the tour you're talking about. That was Full Blown, Reign Supreme, Trapped in Ice.
I remember that one.
And then that's when Reign Supreme was like begging to not headline anymore, Full Blown Chaos, and then Trapped in Ice ended up like headlining the tour.
Many such cases.
They tapped out. They tapped out, dude.
TUI, I mean, it was a phenomenon before our eyes. It was just beautiful.
True. Greg, where did the minibus come from?
That was Black My Hearts. We bought that from Black My Heart in 2007 when we were going to tour.
Yeah.
I think we knew Wheeler, the singer of Black My Heart. We were buds with him, and we had stayed with Skull at his old house with Kids Like Us because they were all friends with Kids Like Us. Wheeler used to like roll to Jacksonville, like chill with everybody and Kids Like Us. So we kind of just became friends with all them and like would stay at their house. And they were going to sell the van. They were going to like stop touring or something. And then we're like, all right, we'll buy it. And then when Collapse sold Time Trials to Eulogy, we got money from that. And then we put that into buying the bus.
So for those of you who might be wondering, Mongoloids was it black? Had they painted it? It was white. It was white, a mini bus, and it had the
Mongoloids had a short bus,
and it had the handicap, the wheelchair access thing. But I don't know if it worked or not. I remember that being a thing. Did it ever work?
It didn't work. Yeah.
And I remember hearing, because it was also like you would see bands would turn up like in Chicago with it. Like it wasn't. Like you guys, I'm sure would loan it out or do whatever, rent it out, or just lend it, and it would always be like, oh, they have the Mongoloid bus, it broke down, or like, oh yeah, they're late because of this or that. How well did that bus fare?
It was, looking back, we should have just fucking bought a regular van. That thing cost us so much money over the years, and it was like, it was definitely a big point of contention, I would say, when it came to like. Just the general finances of like every time it would be thousands of dollars in repairs or just crazy shit going on. We lucked out because our drummer Alan's dad was friends with the guy that owned a shop that like kind of specialized in like specialty vehicles like that. So he was always kind of the guy that would make it work, but it was very comfortable, right? We had the giant AC in there. It had a bunk at the top that 4 people could sleep across. It had 2 couches. So like on overnight drives, we could sleep and rest. And I think
that's the dream. Story. Money be damned. That's important.
We just watched Another State of Mind on Patreon a couple months ago, and it reminds me of that when they're fixing up the
movie's
bus.
Basically about how much this bus fucking sucks and how much money it costs them.
Well, you watched it live on Patreon?
On Patreon, dude. Yeah.
That's sick. I like that.
Check it out.
Yeah.
So Mongoloids became like Shai Hulud-esque in its rotation of members. You had so many incredible people come and go in the Mongoloids lineup. At one point you had Mike Cesario on drums.
Another Mike.
Kyle Thomas on guitar. Kane Gordon on bass or guitar.
He was, I think he probably played both.
Dude, that's an elite band right there.
That's crazy, yeah.
Tell me about some people who came and went through the Mongoloids lineup that are pivotal to you.
Mike Cesario for sure. I would say he's a pivotal person in my life for sure. Like it's not somebody I talk to every day, but it's somebody that I can not talk to for 2 years and we could pick right back up. And honestly, his attitude as a human I've said this before. He's somebody I really look up to, like in terms of being able to take the shittiest situation and somehow spin it positively. And like, again, like going back to just taking responsibility. I was a piece of shit. Like I was not a great person to be around. I was very negative, down. When things would go wrong, like I had a hard time like managing kind of my own shit, right? And it was like, I remember one night specifically in Chicago, actually, we played a show and Mike was being Mike, having the best time playing, and something happened and Mike like forgot the next part and he stopped playing. And I like almost had a mental breakdown. Like I think I kicked the bass drum and like stormed off or something. And then after, like obviously, like if you're in a band and you do that, like you'd probably be like, "You're a pussy," like fuck you.
And in it, for context, Mike has been in the band Mike is not in the band. He's been on tour for probably 3 weeks and like just learned all these songs.
Yes, literally, probably less.
Yeah.
So Mike had like a brain fart, whatever, forgets the part, and then outside after me being like a huge baby in front of people, typical style, Mike's like, "Oh, bro, it's all good. We'll be all right." Like completely normal, like joking, and it's like I remember that a lot. I don't even know if I ever talked to Mike about this like ever because it's a pretty embarrassing story. So why not tell it on this?
On the hardcore mainstream media.
It's not very flattering, but I think it's important to tell because it's like a guy like Mike. There's not many guys like that. He just has
could
like
not agree more.
Yes. So it's like, and you were in a band with him. He left the band, and you know relationships go up and down. But I feel like even in that with Mike specifically, he just has a charm to him, and he kind of can make stepping in shit positive. And yeah, it's crazy. He's one of the
I
only
describe
people.
Mike as one of my best friends from the moment I met him.
Yep.
Where like the day I met him, I was like, this is the guy. And even when all of Twitching Tongues quit on that day, it was like, man, I can't believe they would do that. Like, wow, love Mike so much. I can't believe they would do that. Like you can't be mad at him.
I will say personally, and from like a peer, a friend, and a fellow musician, I could not respect him more for stepping back up and filling Kale's shoes. I can't
even think about that.
That cuts through everything. That's just pure character. So just to add to what you're saying about him, what a guy, huh?
And the ride it's been ever since. We haven't done much, but everything is like just being around him regularly is the best.
Yeah, him and Kyle together too is like a dream tag team. They're the Legion of Doom. For sure.
Disgrace. You had Disgrace, the Heart of Disgrace playing in the Mongoloids at one point.
Yeah.
Kyle even played on the Mongo Life record.
No, he plays on New Beginning 7-inch.
Oh, New Beginning. Dude, that's who plays on Mongo Life? Because they rip.
Joe Foley from Reno.
Well, there you go.
Adam Berkowitz from Tallahassee, and Dan Colombo from South Florida does like all the leads.
Wow.
Yeah, that was
Assorted guys.
Are you like scouting? Like, how are you getting when you're needing these roles? You know,
I was fiending for the next tour. I had to just figure it out. I mean, that really is like truly what it became, but it would just be like a rolling cast, right? Like Dan Colombo in South Florida, he played off and on with us from 2010. So he would for the final 4 years, he was kind of in and out, and he like helped with all the leads and kind of composing that portion of the band. And then him and I did a band called Youth Collapse, which was like after like 2018 or something. We put a demo out on From Within, and then we just didn't really do anything. But yeah, that was Dan. That was cool.
You never knew which Mongoloid you were getting when you went to see him. It's awesome that it's the OG guys now. You briefly, I don't remember what it was called, the context. I just remember it being really funny. You had like a hardcore, you made videos at one point. Because I remember, or you were part of some kind of, like, was it like a news show or something? Like a joke news show? Because I remember you vividly doing some report, and you called Pellinor Pellisnor. And I thought about that nickname for a long time. Can you tell me about whatever that was from?
I mean, I don't remember that specifically, but us and Pelennor had an interesting, I guess, history because when Frank quit Mongoloids, he joined Pelennor. So it was always like, these motherfuckers took our guy. Like,
Took our
fuck these
guy,
guys. And it's not even actual real beat. Like I like them, and Pelennor is a fucking incredible band that I think, if you haven't heard them, you should check them out. They're fucking sick. But it was just one of those things where like Frank joined their band and left our band, and we were like touring and stuff. So in my head, I'm like, you fucking motherfuckers.
They
like,
never got past Pelennor to me. I heard that and I was like, damn, he buried him. It's over.
I don't know what that's from, but that's hilarious.
What was that from, dude? What was that?
I don't know. It's probably just some insane shit. Who knows?
It was awesome. It was basically HardLore. I loved it.
Pardon this interruption. This episode is brought to you by Mad Vintage.
Boy, is it ever.
That's maddvintage.com. Every band we talk about on this show, damn near every week, you can find 20, 30, 40 years old sitting waiting for you on maddvintage.com.
He's got everything from punk, hardcore, metal, hip hop, wrestling, movie stuff.
That's right.
He's got it all.
And listen, some of these shirts have survived for so long in single owner households. If you let us buy them, we're going to cut them up and do God knows what to them.
Look at this.
So you need to save these shirts. They're sitting waiting for you to be saved on maddvintage.com. Madball, Agnostic Front, anything else that people from Madball and Agnostic Front were in, you can find on maddvintage.com. So please act fast.
Mm-hmm.
But if you use code HardLore15, you're going to get 15% off.
And that might not sound like a lot. Go on that site. That's going to add up for you.
It's going to add up. Okay. So quit dicking around.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And also keep in mind that if you catch Luke, Mr. Mad Vintage, at any fests that are happening, he was at Tie Down, he was at the Rumble, he was at that Hellphyria Fest just now that just happened. Hellphyra. He's looking to buy, he's looking to sell, he's looking to trade. Talk to him, reach out to him through the Instagram. You never know.
Just send him a message.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very nice guy. He's got good stuff.
Mongo Life, when you made this, were you aware that it was your last record at the time?
No, but I mean, the writing was definitely on the wall. I mean, that record's hilarious because we recorded it with Will Yip and Kachima.
Dude, it sounds insane, and the songs are really good.
Yeah.
And I pissed him off so bad because I went and I recorded the record and I sang the entire thing, like sang it like I was fucking, I don't know, Eddie Sun or something. And then I listened back to it. I'm like, man, there's like all the hard parts are like drowned out because I'm like singing all this shit. And then I was like, Will, we got to do the vocals again. And Will is obviously like a huge, like he's a massive producer, engineer. Like
this is 2013. So like,
2013. Yeah, exactly.
Shed is out there, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was like, fuck, bro. He's like, all right, let's do it. And it was just like so, and it's just like, that's why when you look at things like that, you're like, man, that's so cool. Just like this guy that has so much success, like even when he was building it, he was so down to just like make the guy from the Mongoloids happy. Like I can only imagine the shit going through his brain when he's like, I have to record this fucking idiot a second fucking time. And I can only record like 1 or 2 songs at a time. So recording the songs takes,
2 weeks.
Yeah.
More maybe. I mean, because I would never do back to back. It's like so I would do. I would go in and do a song, and then a week would go by. I'm gonna go back and do another song. It's a process. So I literally like sang the record. I was like, gonna have to switch that up, and then he's like, all right, let's do it.
Brutal,
dude. He's the man. I love Will. He helped me out recently with something. Still down.
Legend.
And still just as helpful as ever.
He's in the Mike Cesario scale of just like
that's
pleasant, positive guys.
Yeah, very much. It's hilarious to think that you recorded Mongo Life at the Conshohocken studio because that's where we did our last LP, but 10 years later. And it's just hilarious to think that you guys were there at the same time.
Well,
in the same place, rather. Yeah.
I'll give you a good story from that session too. So 2 of the days when we were recording, Jermaine Dupree was also recording in the main room, but it shares a restroom. So he had to kind of like walk over and into kind of like our lounge area to use the restroom. And there's like a Mexican spot over there, and we had 8 at it, and my stomach was not doing too good that day, so
Tore it up.
I tore it up, and then
Tear it
Jermaine
up, New
Dupri comes
Jersey.
over, does it, and goes in there, and he jumps right back out. He's like, "Man, what the fuck did you guys do?" And we're all just laughing, like the Mongoloids are recording in Studio 4, just talking about Jermaine Dupri, about our bowel movements. It's a very like unified. Studio 4 is a very unified area. Willia brings everyone together.
I love that.
He really does.
We all use the bathroom. Yeah,
exactly. Hey, nothing to hide here. I'm letting it all out here on the
We'd be
HardLore.
shitting. So tell me about the decision to end the band in 2014, 2015.
2014, yeah. I guess the beginning of 2014, probably the end of 2013 even. I think I was just tapped on it, to be honest. Like it was such a rolling cast of members, people dropping out of tours, and just like fighting to make this ship go, and realizing like as it's going, like there was people excited on it, but it wasn't anywhere near what it had originally been. Like sincere friends, like talking about hardcore, just participating, doing a band, going to shows. It was just like, it felt so removed that by that point I was like, yeah, I'm gonna, like, I can't do it anymore. And I wanted to, like,
you were fighting for your life to keep this band going, and then the monkey paw gave you exactly what you wished for.
Exactly.
But at what cost, Greg?
Exactly. Yes. So, and also I was like missing, like Sentinel was offering me jobs and I couldn't go and tour with them. I wanted to like figure like a career out. I was 28 or something. So I was like getting older. It just felt like I was just doing, not that I think that's old, but it just felt like I was kind of like sitting stagnant. I wanted to figure something else out. So it just felt like it was time to put it to bed.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And the story wasn't over yet. We know now Mongoloids is back. We'll get to that in a little bit. That's exciting. I want to play a little game with you, Greg.
Yep.
I'm calling this the New Jersey Rorschach test. I'm going to say a band or a guy from New Jersey, and I want you to tell me the first word or words that come to mind. Okay?
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah.
Fury of 5.
Unhinged.
E-Town Concrete.
Urban.
Second to None.
Real.
Dead Guy.
I never got into it. I don't know. that one wasn't really too much for me.
Okay.
Perfect.
Lifetime.
Beautiful.
Glenn Danzig.
Beautiful.
Thursday.
The best.
Saves the Day.
Iconic.
New Jersey Bloodline.
East.
The Bouncing Souls.
Nah.
Bayway.
Urban.
Gel.
Nah.
My Chemical Romance.
Real.
Real. The Bouncing Souls. Did I already say that? I already said the
Yeah,
Bouncing
you
Souls.
said
that one, yeah.
So, last but most, Floor Punch.
Straight edge.
I got a couple.
Good answer.
I got a couple. I like this game. This is a good game. This should be a new segment. Bon Jovi.
Rock.
Okay. Fair. Turning Point.
Best.
Yeah. Perfect. All right, that's all I needed. I got 2.
That was the New Jersey Rorschach test. Thank you for playing.
I like
Honorable mention to Rorschach and Shadowrun.
Yeah, big time. Rorschach.
Yeah.
Get it? It was the whole thing was the double entendre. If I say Shadowrun, what comes to mind?
Violent.
Yeah, I mean the Broken Ties was so pivotal to me. as a teenager.
It seems like their recent run was like incredible.
Were you on it, Greg?
I was at was it Phoenix, San Diego, and Midnight Hour. Yeah, the shows were incredible. And that's, Shadow Realm is a band I got to see as a kid, right? So it's like
Yeah.
to be able to kind of all these years later be a part of it and kind of helping it move along has been incredible. Like, and Joe Hardcore's, a longtime friend of mine, and that's my fucking dude. So seeing them kind of flourish again has been nothing but the best for me to enjoy.
And dude, the songs are undeniable. So it's not surprising to me to see new generations find them. You mentioned Joe. Tell me about stage managing This Is Hardcore for so many years.
So Joe and my friendship is a very sincere one. We're friends, and he's like the type of guy that will tell me if I'm being a fucker or put me in my place when I need to be. Or, there's been times where we've not been friends for a couple of years because we don't agree with each other or we're telling each other to fuck ourselves. So I think I hold his friendship super dear because he's been very real and transparent with me and never kind of he was the first person during the Mongoloids cast to be like, "You're being so fucking stupid. What is wrong with you? Just fucking stop." Yeah. Wow. And it was like, and even then, I was like, fuck you don't know anything, like whatever. And I just, I had to burn myself with the kettle. But yeah, I did. I've done This Is Hardcore for many, many years. And then I got fired for 2 years, and then I came back for the current years. And that's the beauty of it, right? Because it was always, damn, Bo, what do you got going on over there?
I got a little kitty cat.
Little fucker. Can you tell me about the insane collection of hardcore memorabilia, as I noted earlier, that you've been slowly liquidating through the years? How did you amass such a thing?
I just always liked this stuff. There's photos of me I'll see from like 2006, and I'll be wearing like an old Shelter shirt or something. It was just different then, though, because you can get an old Shelter shirt for $20 or $30, and now it's $300. And it's just, I think as I'm seeing that, right, I realize that a lot of the stuff I don't even wear anymore. So it was kind of like, I'll just start selling it off kind of periodically. I still have a bunch, but it's,
you'll do like a biannual post of like, hey, I got all this shit on eBay. And it's like first pressings of everything.
Yeah. I
respect.
Yeah. I love hardcore. It's the most important to me.
Well, what's nice is you mentioned that while liquidating all these things, you decided to only keep the stuff that you were around for.
Yeah, that is really like, there's obviously some stuff still I have, but shirts are a little different, but records I really have like my generation of stuff. So like mental test presses, Righteous James test press, that stuff, I have all of that. But yeah, like, not to say I don't respect Minor Threat. I obviously love it, but do I need a Minor Threat pressing that I can get $2,500 for? Like, I'd rather just get the money and go to Disney.
Hell yeah. That's a really interesting point, is I've been downsizing a lot lately too, and a lot of the stuff I end up keeping are like, even if they're fucking mediums and shit that don't fit me anymore, but it's like my friends' bands.
Yeah.
And this is the memory that we have. I see your point there. That makes a lot of sense.
Well done, Greg.
Thanks.
You immediately asked me for a Firestarter test press. I love that.
Yeah, well, that's it. And that's the other thing too. I still buy all the records. Like I liquidate stuff, but a lot of the time I pre-order everything from Days, everything from you guys, everything from Triple B, from fucking Streets of Hate. Like if you ask any of these labels, you'll see my order in there. It's not like I sit here being like, oh, this is cool, like Firestarter and a new straight edge band. Why the fuck wouldn't I pay the $50 for the 2 variants? Unless I was a poser, why wouldn't I do that? I don't even have to hear it. I just know it's going to be great, and I want to participate.
Well said, Greg. Couldn't have said it better.
Hopefully the clip of that will make people.
Yeah, that'll sell some units. Can you tell me about how you got into the artist management stuff? Because it's a truly fascinating world that got to be damn near impossible to break into.
So 2014, August 2014 was the last Mongoloid show. Right after that, like probably like September 1st, 2014, I went on a Census Spell tour. that was like all of September. Coming back from that was probably early October, and I didn't have anything set up. I was trying to figure out a job to make money. Obviously, I was going to get married. Like shortly after that, I was like, all right, I need to like start figuring it out. I was living at my mom's, and it was just I had no money really. So aside from what I just made on the Census Fail tour, so I found out that an influencer was going to do a tour. This is 2014, so it's early. This is like early Instagram, yeah.
Do we want to name him? Because he's still out there influencing, right?
He is, but he's like he's like a weird like OnlyFans sex person now. I think his name was Taylor Kniff. Yeah, he's
okay. This is not the guy I was.
No. Yeah, okay. This is 2014, so it's early. Yeah, he. I think he does stuff on OnlyFans. I don't know, but he probably makes a lot of money.
Good for him.
Yeah. So he was going to do a tour, and I was going to tour manage it. I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm down. The rate was like awesome. It was paying everybody really well. He came on the back end of a tour called MagCon, which is Meet and Greet Convention, which is like a very big tour. It was a bunch of like big influencers were a part of it.
That was a big Vine thing? Am I wrong?
It was yeah, Vine was still around. They were all really big. The number one Vine was at that point was by a guy named Cameron Dallas that was a part of MagCon.
Okay.
So this guy was like, all right, I'm going to do my own tour on the tail end of MagCon. I have a lot of success. So me and this other guy, John, who was like the quote unquote manager, literally took like a week straight, like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., just cold calling venues and booking what ended up being like a 6 or 7 week tour. That was just a meet and greet tour. So he would go to the city.
Holy shit.
We'd set up the step and repeat, and he would just meet whoever showed up. So the tour starts, and it ends up being like hundreds of people showing up every night. Like,
wow.
You know, in secondary markets like Nebraska, let's say there'd be like 300. But when we were doing like Woodland Hills, California, we did like the Sky Zone or something in Woodland Hills, California.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know the one.
It was no joke. 1,000 people, 1,500 people showing up for this meeting. So we'd be there from like 4 p.m. to midnight, and they'd be meeting all of these people. Yeah, there was no advance tickets. It was $20 cash at the door.
Oh, so these people, my God.
So we kind of like created this thing that ended up like catching on. So by the end of the tour, we'd be going to cities like Tulsa, Oklahoma, and that would be like 800 people.
Wow.
So
because
like,
obviously there's promo going on. He's making vines. He's doing shit.
Every day is
seeing it.
Yep.
Oh my God.
And this was early. So like, you know, oversaturation is 100% a real thing. Yeah. But, you know, this was early. So anybody that could be like, oh my God, he's coming to our town. What the fuck? He's coming. And we were doing like, in Illinois, we do like 3 shows. We did like Naperville. We did Chicago proper, and then we did another one. So it was like very.
Would it be like the mall? Sometime like he's coming to the mall.
We did Mall of America, literally in the mall.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
How many people came to that? 30,000?
It was literally thousands of people.
Holy shit!
Holy shit!
Thousands of people. So on that tour, basically, I'm tour managing it. He has this guy John that's managing him, and on the tour, he ends up firing the dude John. So I don't really think much about it. I'm like, all right, whatever. He fired his manager. Like, we're still on the tour. Then maybe a couple days later, he's like, texts me an email and the password. And I'm like, what's up with this? He's like, oh, that's my email password that you're just going to manage now. I was like, sure. He's like, yeah, you seem to know like all this stuff, and I know you booked a lot of the tour. So can you just deal with it? So I'm like, okay, sure. So just doing like inbound, right? And like, he would want like, I'm trying like one of the earlier partnerships we did was with West Coast Customs. Mm-hmm. So he was like, hey, like I want to work with West Coast Customs. It's like, all right, yeah, exactly. So I was like, all right, so I would reach out and just make the relationship. And it was like, he was a big influencer early on. So companies like really any company would be like, holy shit, yeah, let's figure this out, because it was so fresh and exciting on the marketing side.
This is such a new world. Yeah. Now this is everything.
Yeah, now it's polluted straight up. But then it was so fresh. It was like, you know, we did a deal with West Coast Customs, and we did a deal with, it's not Sky High Sports. Is that another one? Is that what we did? We did a straight up tour the next year. So that was September, October. That tour literally started in October and ended right before Thanksgiving. So that was a very long tour. And then the top of 2015, we did a sponsored tour with, I think they were called Sky High Sports. It was like another trampoline park. And we toured.
Yeah, that does sound familiar.
Okay.
We toured to 30 locations across America. Again, I did the same thing. It was the same deal. It was like, we were now, this time, every show was 1,000 kids, 2,000 people sometimes. And it was like, you had to turn people away from this like $20 ticket that everybody would just be like, yeah, we're going to the show. Like, or it wasn't a show, it was a meet and greet, like a hangout.
So this kid trusting you on an instinct to manage him really kind of changes your life.
Honestly, yeah.
I had an not unrelated, but you're flying to all of these, I'm sure.
No, well, that first tour, actually, he bought an RV and $20,000 cash. And then we just got in the RV and did the entire tour.
So you felt like, I mean, you're home. You're in the Mongoloid bus. You're back.
It was literally that was what, to me, I think, draw me in. Because I was like, man, this is so DIY and just
so
cool
easy.
as fuck. Yeah, it was what I was already doing, but we were getting hotels every night. I was like, this is the dream. Count me in.
Now, the following one, it changes and it starts flying. Is that, do you have to kind of update your skills? How do you, because flying and checking and doing all this stuff, it's another step.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, the next one, we ended up just doing a tour bus. Because we were making so much money that it was like, all right, we're just going to tour bus this. And then after that, we start doing like international. We went to Brazil. We went to Europe. We went to, it was stuff like that. So then we're flying. And I mean, but I always toured. So it was like, I already gone to Europe 8 times. So I knew kind of what it needed to be. I mean, but I will say this, going to Europe then 10 or 12 years ago was so different from now. Going to Europe now is like a crazy process. Did you, I mean, Colin, you went for, I asked Colin because you're obviously you're touring a lot still. I feel like Harm's Way still does the gauntlet and like, you're like a very successful metal band.
Thank you.
I noticed that, Europe was a little harder. UK was way easier.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, UK is just like you apply for a thing online and they're like, all right, cool. Yeah, you can come for 7 years for whatever you want.
And you get the response in like an hour too.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it instantaneously. Yeah. It used to be like that was the hardest one to go to for any reason. If you were going with a guitar, you're fucked.
But you are right, Greg, in that we went to Europe in 2019 and then everything with COVID happened. And then we did a new record and we didn't go back to Europe until 2023 or 2024, I think was the first time. So like 5 years, and a lot did change in that time. Europe, as Colin said, is like so gnarly getting into.
And when Twitching Tongues did Eper, was that like kind of like a real celebration? Because I know the experiences that you had to that point weren't great. So Twitching Tongues goes to do this Eper. I know talking to Mike, I don't know how it's going to be. Like it was a very like an unsure thing. And then I saw the videos and it's like they were waiting, they were demanding Twitching Tongues come, and it was like this celebration, right?
Yeah, big time. That was the vibe. I think just to have been we were never asked to play Eperfest before. You know, we weren't asked to do one-offs anywhere in Europe. The last thing we had really booked in Europe, we canceled. Or no, I guess the second to last one. The last entire tour we did in Europe ended at an early version of Outbreak Fest, and the tour was so grueling that it was like, all right, that show was good, so we probably don't ever need to come here again. But that Eper was, it was incredible to be and seeing the few people at every show across Europe all travel to the one was it was really kind of the perfect first thing back. Still not perfect, but it like really doesn't compare to even something like a FYA or something.
Yeah.
So it's like it's still not. I mean, it was still a kind of a regular sized venue, but we'll see. Maybe when we go back, it's even better. Tell me about where you go from there, management wise. What because there's something I want to mention. You had a really interesting secondhand interaction with Stan Lee that I want.
Oh sure.
I want the story behind that.
Yeah. So from the tail end of this, this tour, the MadCon tour, which was super popular in 2013, ends up getting revived end of 2015 and 2016, and they do another world tour, which is domestic. They did like all the major cities, and then they go to Europe. They do a full European tour, which is the first time. And the client I had at the time was on the tour, and then the tour actually hired me as a tour manager for the tour. So I'm with a client, but I'm also touring on this tour now, and I end up meeting up with a bunch of different people and creating relationships with a bunch of different people, as you do when you go on tour, right? And like the European tour, we shared a bus and we're all together, and that is where I end up at the company I'm still at now, but it was before the name. The name change that happened like twice within the those 8 years. But
Sure.
yeah, so I end up at that company, and they had an artist signed by the name of Jacob Sartorius. So Jacob was going to start touring independently. He did a couple dates on MadCon, then he's going to spin off and do his own tour. And I end up tour managing that tour from the tail end of this. So I was like, kind of like in transparency, influencer management's like really grueling in a different way, because you're dealing with people that have found success through a moment, really. I mean, you have this moment. They're not, when you're a singer, you have some, when Bo's playing guitar, Bo learned to play guitar. When Colin's playing drums, whether you were traditionally trained or you're just watching a video and doing the same thing a million times until you know it, you eventually learn it, and you're trying to get better at it. Influence is very different. So it's like you're dealing with people that like, huge financial offers will come, and then they're just, nah, fuck that. And it's not even just one person I'm even referring to. It's just a blanket statement. Like, I watched it happen a million times across my clients and a million other people's. And you just kind of get to a point where it's like, it sort of just sucks. Like it's like very soul sucking, because you're working, you're spending all these hours like building these relationships and trying to figure some of this stuff out. And you have people just vexing the deals. And it's like,
just like
literally
not understanding how monumental this is just to have this opportunity, basically.
And how, like, I mean, statistically, I'm going to say 98% of these influencers remain a moment in time. In 5 years, who's still talking about this given person and their viral moment? Nobody gives a fuck. I mean, we could talk, you and I, and we could talk here, and we remember Vine, but like nobody else does.
There's nobody.
No.
Yeah.
And very few find a thing to do after just being an influencer. Addison Rae is like the greatest example of right now of somebody who was like, all right, I have to figure something out.
Who was there was a girl, Ariel, and she was like with a guy all the time.
Baby Ariel.
Or I don't know if it's Baby Ariel. She went on to host Love Island or whatever. That's like something I can
maybe I don't know that.
I think it was someone else, but also named Ariel. But yeah, you're right. I can't think of anyone who really broke from Vine specifically.
Casey Frey broke through because he was an incredible dancer. He's not even trying to influence. He's just dancing.
I mean, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, but they also have like those guys, and this is coming firsthand from being around them. Their work ethic is fucked.
Yes,
they don't play games. Like it's not. It's 24/7, 25/8, because they want to retire and they don't have to worry about any of this bullshit. Like those guys are the real deal. So it's like we can sit behind a screen and be like, oh, these clowns, but dude, they got it. They know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
Some people just know they're gonna. Trisha Paytas knew she was like, I have to make this work. Some people make it work, man, and it is the work ethic. And there's also just like this. A lack of shame can get you so far in life.
That is.
And I'm sure you see it all the time. Are there, as a manager to influencers and stuff, are you watching TikToks and like keeping your eye on trends and like pitching them to your clients?
Well, it's funny. So now, current day, I've kind of been peeling back a little bit from doing the influencer stuff to the level I was. I mean, I worked for 10 years. So at the end of last year, beginning of this year, a friend of mine, James Lucio, was leaving the management company he was at and starting a management company to just work with bands and shit that I actually have interest in. So I'm also, I still work at the influencer company, but I'm doing just more day-to-day stuff. And I work on one client that's like a hybrid of influencer meets artist, and he just put a new record out. And again, this is the client that we took 5-6 major label meetings, and he was like, honestly, fuck the major label. Let's just do a partnership with a distribution company like Video. And when I'm sitting in a meeting like that with him, I'm like, yes, that's what I want to do. Fuck all these people, because at the end of the day, they'll ball wash you and make you feel like you matter. But as soon as something goes the way they don't, or makes them think you don't matter, they're out. They don't give a fuck. 100%. You can be signed for the label and they'll let you rock.
I mean, we see it with everybody that doesn't go platinum, basically.
Right.
Is the major label to major label to major label. But so you're not talking to your clients anymore and being like, hey guys, this renegade dance is really taking off. We gotta,
dude. And I did it for so long, dude.
You did the renegade for so long.
I mean, that one's typically yes, but all of them, dude. Like, it would just be like watching the TikTok trends and be like, oh, what about this video? What about that? It was fulfilling. I'm not saying like it wasn't, and obviously I'm still a part of it.
There's worse jobs.
Yeah, for sure. Dude. I'm so grateful for the jobs I got to do and the experiences I have. I would never say like, I would never complain, but currently working with bands again and getting to kind of like do that part has been so fulfilling for this year, especially. And like, James is a good friend of mine, and it's just cool to kind of land back where I want to be.
Yeah, right. Home.
All right, Stan Lee, tell me the story. Sorry to interrupt.
So the artist I was touring with at the time, Jacob Sartorius, he was seeing a girl that had a lot of deep ties with Marvel. They were on a tour. She actually came on the tour for a while, and we were just all buds. They knew I liked Marvel. Then
you don't want to name drop her? It's cool.
I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah. So they had a relationship, and they knew I liked Marvel. One day I go to my mailbox and I got this like crazy box with like a signed pop figure and like all these different lithographs signed by Stan. His like assistant hit me up and like got my address and shit. And then one day they just sent me a video from Stan to me. And like, we were trying to coordinate me going to a Comic-Con to like meet him in person.
Yeah.
And he passed.
R.I.P.
You have that video forever. Yeah. I mean, that is like, what a beautiful thing to do. And she just kind of did that on her own.
Straight up. Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
They were, yeah. I mean, and again, like, it's no, like, Jacob is the man. Millie was so nice. Like, I loved working with all these people, but it just, time is a weird thing. And you kind of like, you go past it, and it's like, now you're trying
Mongoloid again.
Yeah, exactly. You're doing the Mongoloids again. You're going to go on tour with one of the bands I manage.
Oh, really? Remind me.
I Promise the World.
That's right. They're opening the Deaf Heaven
tour? That's
yeah,
what's up.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Pretty incredible band.
I did not know. I did not know you were involved with that. Interesting.
Yeah, I was going to hit you up and figure out some backline share. You know what I'm saying? You get an email from me later today.
Yeah, we're bringing everything, so feel free. This is don't need to email.
On recording.
Yeah, you don't need to email.
It's on record.
Done.
You can use it all.
2 Mesa cabs and an 8x10. Yeah, it's all good.
Use Bo's guitar. Hold My Own. How does this come to be? I know it's 2021, so it's right. It's mid-pan, as some are calling it. How does this work out? How do you find these guys in the Chicagoland area to start a band with?
How does a group of young guys and then my beloved Shane Merrill, do they get you or do you get them?
So Anshit and I became friends on the internet because on the From Within comp, MH Chaos is on it, and then the band I did for a brief moment, Youth Collapse, was also on it. So we just started talking on Instagram, I think, and it was like, hey, want to do a band? And he's like, sure. But then he sent me songs. So it was kind of like, oh shit, he actually wants to do the band. Like, yeah. I mean, how many people do you talk to about doing a band? It doesn't happen.
You don't want to know.
Yeah.
And then it's, okay, send me some stuff. And I go, I don't have any for you. I need to keep those now. Well, wow, Anchit stepped up, dude. He said, "Here you go, Greg.
Here you go."
Yeah, Anchit sent me songs, and then that was like, I mean, the conversation probably started in like May 2020 or like something like summer 2020, and then it just
So everybody's got time.
yes. So fast forward, and shows are going to come back. Bob's working on the FYA, and I still am like kind of leisurely doing this demo that is taking like 2 years for whatever 4 songs.
Yeah.
And Bob's like, you know, would you think the demo will be out? You want to play the after show for FYA 22, I think.
What
Does that sound right? And I was like,
yeah,
right, because 21 didn't happen, so.
21 didn't
That happened
happen.
at the beginning of the year.
But your demo was out in 21, so that
demo comes out in November of 21. And then the first show is yeah. So then we finish it and we put it out, and then we play that FYA show. Before that, a couple of days playing a random Chicago show,
Yeah.
which was like a free show, I think. So it was just kind of like and then from that we get asked to play shows, and it's like, I mean, I although they're not straight edge. You know, they
really aren't. Too.
They're really not straight edge, yeah.
Yeah, they love marijuana big time.
So sad.
Yeah.
Did Taylor engineer all of your vocals for Hold My Own so far? Or most of them?
Everything but the newest single I ended up doing with J-Way, singer Bayway. Because
J-Way.
yeah.
Does J-Way know about your list of banned phrases to use when singing?
I don't think he does yet. Because
Do you know your full list of banned phrases?
You tell them to me.
I know a few of them. I was wondering if maybe you could share a few more. I've got on here, I'm gonna live my own way. You're not allowed to say that one anymore. Do what I gotta do. That one's not allowed. And this is maybe my favorite one. This is how I do it. You're not allowed to say that one anymore.
So when I had a place for a long time in Reseda, California, and Encino, California, when I was out there a bit more full time, and I did a lot of vocals with Taylor, and he's always a great treat to work with because he'll just tell you how it is, but in the most Taylor way possible. So rather than telling you it sucks, he'll tell you a back around, you know, kind of like a backdoor way of telling you it sucks, but to make you be like, yeah, I could do better. It's awesome.
You're gonna live your own way, you know.
I never said I was beef
and
with
so
her.
This is how I do it. I like that one. So to this day, is Anchit doing all the writing for Hold My Own, or is it more of a collaborative band process now?
So the last song, so Mike from Bulldoze is in the band now playing second guitar.
What a gift.
Yeah,
what a gift you've been given.
Yeah, we've got a real life meme in our band now. So
you have the meme, dude. You've got he's a fucking legend.
Yeah, he's a legend. Which to me, obviously, I mean, it's crazy playing in a band with him because Agents of Man specifically, since they were active when I was a kid. I mean, dude, seeing them and like, yeah, that it's a big one.
That's
for
church,
me.
Brother. That's church.
Yeah.
To this day.
Yeah. So him and Anchit, the last single we did, No Respect You, they kind of did that one together. And then on the record we're working on right now, Mike does like a lot of the leads, a lot of the songwriting they kind of worked on together. So it's been cool. Next year the record will come out and hopefully it's cool. But I think Day Style, shout out Lumpy.
There you go,
Lumpy.
Yeah,
well, Andrew Lumparelli.
There he is,
making it happen once and again.
Yep.
You got 4 EPs now. You got a bunch of singles. You got splits. What's the biggest difference so far between your life as a Mongoloid and now holding your own?
You mean like just musically?
Yeah, I mean overall your experience in each band, how they differ.
What was it like coming back, like doing that first show? You know,
I mean, Hold My Own, we fight a lot. I mean, Anchit and I don't share a lot of the same views, so we have a lot of disagreements. But I think we do it in a little more constructive way. I mean, we'll tell each other to fuck off, but then like in a couple hours we'll be talking again. It's all good. I think previously it would be like a lot of resentment existed, which sucked, and it wasn't a great way to do a band. And like, it obviously is why the band deteriorated, and there's all these weird years after the fact. But I think like Hold My Own is definitely a little bit more like unit. We're a unit, and we're able to kind of like, I mean, Anchit's the main songwriter. He does so much for it, and like in terms of like booking the flights, even with lyrics. I mean, Anchit contributes to lyrics. You know, he's a huge part of the band, so it's pretty natural to.
You've learned now to even through the disagreements. Now you're going to the Cheesecake Factory together.
Exactly. Yes.
Rather than by yourself as an escape.
What is your go-to? Exactly. What's your go-to item at the Cheesecake Factory?
Or cheese pasta all day.
Oh, beautiful. So there's nothing bad on that menu. My favorite is.
Yeah, I love frozen food.
It's the chicken pizza style where it's flattened breaded chicken with pasta on top, the chicken gimmick, as we call it. That thing, my God.
One of the fattest things ever conceived. Mm-hmm. Conceived through an act of violence. Really.
I mean, I love like I love the Olive Garden. I love Carrabba's. Like that. These are the type of things. Like if I can go do that every day on tour, I'm happy. Like that's what's important. Like McDonald's and stuff like that. I understand the appreciation and I respect it. But to me, like a good day is to be able to go and like sit in an Olive Garden, break bread, and just drink a Coca-Cola.
Literally.
Like there's nothing really better.
Bread stick. Let me tell you something.
Tell me.
Sorry, I got to tell you this. And this might be a hot take. Red Lobster is fucking awesome.
Dude, this new CEO is turning things around.
I'm telling you, dude. There's like a $45 meal and you get so much food. It's fucking awesome.
They got rid of unlimited shrimp, which like who cares? Give me the boil.
I don't think there's any around where I'm at.
We got them. Next time you're out Chicago way,
you'll be there.
I'll take you to Red Lobster.
Dude, the last year for me in this regard has been defined by Chili's.
Chili's, dude.
I'm all the fuck in on Chili's.
So what's the order at Chili's?
Greg, let me fucking break it down for you real quick, dude.
Little thing called the triple
dipper, my brother. Okay. You get to pick amongst all these things. There's egg rolls. Don't laugh. There's sliders. Outstanding. The big mouth sliders. My favorite is the I don't even know how to describe it. The mozzarella. It's not a stick.
Imagine a brick of mozzarella cheese, like a literal brick, and then they cut it, they turn it up on its side and cut it down that way. Because it's like a flat, big, fried piece of cheese, and you get two.
You pull this thing, you dip it in some sauce, you pull this thing, you could potentially never stop pulling it. You haven't lived yet, though, because you never had this one. It's the one, dude. It is the mozzarella stick prophecy has finally been fulfilled by Chili's. So you go out today. It's unbelievable.
Just now on my flight to and from you, Colin, for our Davey Havoc episode, the Dallas Fort Worth has a Chili's. They got
triple dipper at the airport Chili's.
Bet your ass,
dude. Things are looking up in this world. That's outstanding. Tell me about the future of Hold My Own, Greg.
We're gonna do a LP next year, so that'll come out on days in the beginning of the year, and we're playing FYA. We're playing some other stuff. We'll be around.
Yeah.
LP. Any re-recorded classics, or is this just, hey, we're starting fresh, new record, let's go?
We re-recorded Deceit and Archon from the demo.
Oh, okay, right. Cool.
Yeah, so right. two demo tracks are re-recorded.
First album. Yeah,
there you go.
How does it feel to be putting out like a first album again? You ain't done this since Time Trials, my brother.
I have like pretty bad. I've been like doing a similar to Mongoloids where I'm like retracking the vocals a bunch and scrapping vocals, and I mean I'm just not like I'm gonna say this. I'm not a singer, guys. I'm complete cosplay with the shit. I don't know any of it. I'm just looking at what I like and trying my best to.
Yep, that's
to make
what
it good.
Is. That's what we do. That's hardcore.
Honestly, that's
redo the stuff that you like.
Yeah, that's.
I can't wait to hear that early next year. Hold My Own debut LP. It's coming. Days Media Group.
Days.
You're from New Jersey, Greg.
Oh yeah.
Which to me is really the home of Halloween.
For sure.
You believe in ghosts?
Yeah, honestly, yes.
Let's talk.
Really?
It's September now. The leaves are getting crispy. So I need your stance. Tell me about your experience with ghouls, etc.
I mean,
and what you've seen, what you believe.
Fright Fest day one.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean,
he's a longtime believer.
I don't have like a really, do I personally have any ghost stories? I just think it's naive to think that there's not these things, right? I mean, I believe in aliens too. I don't have like a proof of it. I've not seen it firsthand, but it's like, although AI is very realistic sometimes, I do think like, there's beyond what we see. Like, I think it's also like
naive, Bo.
Yeah, I think you know what? I think this is boiling down to a semantics issue.
Who the hell is semantic?
Because
I don't know him.
What I'm saying, I'm agreeing with Greg completely, but I'm saying I think it's naive to equate it to Casper the Friendly Ghost. I think that's silly. I think it's something we don't understand.
But you think it's something?
I think, yeah, but gravity's something. Wind is something. You know what I mean? Like, there are things that are explainable eventually that we just don't know
shit about wind.
What if wind is the ghost? What if every time you feel wind, it could? I mean, this world is a very undiscovered place.
Hey, Ben's saying.
But you've never seen anything yourself?
Goblin?
I don't think so. No. I mean, not like that. That comes to mind when we're talking about it. That's jumping out at me right now. Like, I don't think I've had a close encounter or anything like that.
That's confirmation.
What's the scaredest you've ever been?
The scaredest I've ever been. Oh my God, I don't even know. Do you know the answer to this off top?
For you?
No, for you.
For me, my old apartment got burglarized while I was away, and when I came home, all of the doors were open, and it was the middle of winter, and it was just so cold, and like I didn't know if someone was at the end of the hallway. That was truly like, I have to clear this apartment. I got. Here we go. You know what I mean? Like, that was really scary. I think that's the most scared I've ever been. After seeing Total Recall as a 10-year-old, or not Total Recall. No, Event Horizon. Right. Event Horizon.
Oh yeah, you were so scared of Event Horizon.
Fucked me up, man. God.
So awesome. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, it was scary. I mean, that seems like it's a very like a deep. Like I remember when probably like 2008, maybe 9. Me and my buddy Steven drove to Baltimore for like a Trapped Under Ice Blacklisted show. We went to the show. Driving back, it was like pouring rain, and we hit water. And we bounced off the median, and then the car was in the left lane, like whatever, like facing the shoulder, like we couldn't move. And I remember being like, I remember being really scared because car stuff, I was always like pretty scared of generally because it's like something out of your hands. Like when you take fate out of your hands, it's like, it's not even about how you're driving, it's about how people around you are driving. And that I remember being very, very scared. And the person I was with, Steven, was super just like, what the fuck? Like he's like got a very like, who gives a fuck? Like, we'll figure it out. Fuck them. Go around me. But we're in the left lane in the middle of the night. It's pouring rain and cars are coming like 80 miles an hour. Like,
yeah, that's horrible.
We're driving around in missiles. The people who believe that like John Kennedy Jr. was coming back a couple years ago, they're driving around minivans at 80 miles an hour. You know what I mean? Like, it is so fucking scary.
Surrounded by the dumbest people to ever live. It's no good. Touring is very dangerous. I would say the most scared I've ever been is just finding out that my dad was in the hospital.
Sorry,
it's like, okay, heavy. Where's
yeah.
That was the most fear I've ever felt.
But he's okay.
Yeah, his lung collapsed from all the SIGIN, and he worked a 16-hour day because he's a fucking legend, which nobody should do.
Yeah.
Capitalism, unbelievable.
Always first in the line.
Yeah, that sucked.
But hey, we're all okay. Dad's okay.
We're good.
You guys didn't get hit. My place never got burglarized again. We're fine.
Yeah. Somebody asked, was this last week that somebody asked, what was the worst birthday party you've ever been to? That's such a great question.
It is a great question. I am not even saying this just because, Colin. You can ask Chris about this. He was there. I had my birthday at a Chili's once, and a bunch of my friends like showed up and got me like gag gifts, just like joke gifts. And for some, I was really sensitive about it, and I just went home. That was a really bad birthday.
That's sad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it was fine. Obviously, they all came to my mom's house and like apologized, so it was totally fine. I was just in my feelings. I don't know. I was like 17. Couldn't
Do you
tell
know the worst birthday party you've ever been to, Greg?
The worst, I couldn't tell you, but it's funny because the best was actually out of McDonald's. And I had a birthday
Play
party at
place?
McDonald's when I was a kid
Oh, yeah.
at the play place.
Hell yeah.
And I really wanted this G.I. Joe toy. And then I ended up getting two of them, and it was like a vehicle. So I got to open both vehicles, and I had there's like, I don't know, did you care about G.I. Joe or not really?
Yeah.
Adjacent things, you know?
Yeah. So it was like getting two vehicles is like, because you can actually build the army, and it's like have like, Cobra, G.I. I mean, like 80s G.I. Joe is everything, dude. So it was like getting to, it was awesome.
Yeah, that's
It was
war.
something called
Immediately.
it's called the Trouble Bubble, and I got two Trouble Bubbles. So it was like, to me, I mean, you could
You're
put
having
on
a real
the-
battle. One car,
Dude.
one vehicle, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
and if you can,
They're dominating every time.
I mean, I could still, it's because I bought it on Amazon a couple like months ago, just out of curiosity. I was trying to show my daughter, and she was like, this sucks. But I put it on, and I could still remember from the 86 G.I. Joe, I still know the majority of the dialogue, like word for word. It's pretty sick. Wow. No brag, but
That's a good birthday. That's a good birthday.
What
don't
about
forget
you,
that.
Colin?
The worst. I didn't have many birthday parties personally. They were all at Chuck E. Cheese, and they all fucking rocked.
Of course.
That's sick.
But I'm trying to think of like other people's birthday parties that I went.
You remember like Leaps and Bounds and Discovery Zone? Those
Yeah,
places?
Discovery. I was talking about Discovery
dude.
Zone last night.
Dude, what a place.
It was unbelievable.
Go here and go insane.
Oh my god, it was massive.
Yeah.
You could just fall anywhere from any height, and you'd be fine.
With the nets, right? That's what you're talking about?
Yeah, dude, it was incredible.
Those video of adults falling through the nets that you'll see every once in a while are like some of my favorite videos that exist.
I
on
would
the
kill to
internet.
do that today.
Yeah.
Let's get down to the nitty gritty here. You were on our original episode where we asked musicians their 4 favorite hardcore records of all time. You had a hard time with it. You regretted some answers. I wouldn't say regret, but you were just like, oh, wow, I can't believe I didn't think of that.
Second
You did
guessing.
it really fast. You tried to go
Yeah.
gut answer.
Yeah.
What are your answers today when I ask your top 4 hardcore records ever?
Well, I was going to say, because you're asking these questions, I don't think about this stuff. Like, I don't think about what are my favorite birthday party or what's like my favorite hardcore record. I just like these. I just like them, right?
Yeah.
But I will say, I think about that specific recording a lot because in my head, I was thinking about records that I know majority of the words to, right? Like, what's a record you could put on and I'll be able to kind of like, just talk the lyrics. But there's two I didn't name from the same band actually that are very, very top tier.
Yeah.
It's Death Threat Last Days and Death Threat Peace and Security. I mean, those two records are everything to me because obviously, I mean, it's there's no need to explain here, but lyrically, they were so fucking different from the stuff I was hearing in 2001, 2002 in hardcore. It was like, holy shit, this is like, this dude's talking about like heartbreak and he's doing it in this, like very real thing. And then you would go see them, especially in the Northeast, and it would be like they played, Death Threat played a lot of crazy shows. They played Thursday Glassjaw in New Jersey, and it was like they played the second stage with Most Precious Blood. And it was like, like Most Precious Blood, Nothing in Vain. I mean, I'd say that's probably another one. That's a very top tier record for me with a band I saw once a month, really. For the entirety of my childhood because they toured so much.
Round it out. Give me one more.
I'm still going to say Promise Believer just because, I mean, I was such an Another Victim fan. Like,
dude,
when that 2-song dropped and then the LP to follow, I was like, dude, this is insane. This is crazy. Yeah. Like, can't believe Anderson's singing in another band. Like, it's like, and it was also just so straight edge.
Straight edge.
Very overtly straight edge, really crazy songwriting, sounds awesome. Mm-hmm. I love Believer. Great pick.
Yeah, that's like a, but that's not to say like, Scared to Death, King 9. I still, obviously I love that record and trying to think what I say, Shelter, Attaining the Supreme, right? I mean, that's still an incredible record. I still go Shelter over Youth of Today all day.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. No offense. But.
You're an interesting guy, though. You don't like Suffocation.
I like that.
I can't hold it. I'm learning. I love to learn about you, Greg. We're gonna round this out with we got some questions from our Patreon members here.
That's right, the HardLore Patreon. You want to ask questions? Join it.
You can ask people like Greg, that we love so much, questions. 5. This is an interesting one. I don't know that there will be 5. 5 favorite venues in New Jersey hardcore that don't exist anymore.
Oh, wow.
Oh, M&M Hall in Old Bridge, New Jersey. Birch Hill nightclub in Old Bridge, New Jersey. Chrome in South Amboy, New Jersey. 3.
You're doing good.
Warren American Legion in Warren, New Jersey.
Oh, that I feel like I played there.
I feel like I have too.
Harm's Way, I'm almost positive did. Twitching Tongues, I can't remember, but I feel like he might have. They did a lot of shows there at a very specific point of time. That's 4, right? So Westfield, New Jersey Church. That that was a pretty cool spot.
I'm impressed. Yeah.
Somebody asked any Tallahassee memories that come to mind from touring.
Oh my God. From touring, no, but living there for a year was probably like the lowest point of my life. It was like coming from a place like New Jersey and being able to just throw a rock and get to a show, and then living in a city like Tallahassee that was like overrun by Florida State University, people going to college and like getting fucked up and doing drugs and just being like straight edge in the heart of it, and every show being 2.5 hours away. And it was just like, I was fucking miserable that year of my life. It sucked so bad. I mean, the people there I loved, and it was like good. I met a lot of awesome people, but like actually living there was a bullet to my brain every single
Dark
morning.
times.
Dude, it fucking sucked.
Any
Perfect.
birthday parties come to mind?
From Tallahassee.
No birthday parties, but
Okay.
Worst sound guy experience. I mean, where to begin?
Yeah.
I have no idea about any of this. Like sound guy. I mean, if I could hear myself, I'm good. If I can't hear myself, then I'm not gonna have a voice the next day. That's about it. I mean, some of us artists don't have the in-ear setup and the nice setups that you guys do. You know, I'm just over here.
I regret this, and I won't say where or when or whatever, but I had a sound guy when we were line checking critique the way I was checking and like critique my yelling, but like over the PA, like people in the audience laughed. So after the set, he was like, "Hey, I wasn't trying," and I just threatened him. I said, "You ever do that again, I'm going to smack you." And I'm not that kind of guy, and I've never done anything like that. I've never, and he apologized, and it was fine, but I was just like so mad. So that's what comes to mind for me.
What state was it?
Washington.
Did you tell him, like, listen, man, I hope you know that if you were a good sound guy, you'd be picked up by a band to go on tour, and you obviously aren't, so you fucking suck.
Man, isn't that a fact?
I didn't say that. I didn't, but
that's a fact. Let's see.
Colin, you don't have a worse sound guy.
They're all bad, dude. Unless they have an iPad. When they come out with the iPad, that's when I'm like, finally a good one.
I guess the question really is the best sound guy, because that's what you're going to remember.
Yeah, those are all my friends. Anthony.
Yeah, it's Anthony.
Zach Cannon.
Leo, right?
John.
He was doing sound for a minute, right?
Yeah, big time. Fucking everybody else.
Let's say Leo's touring with a crazy artist right now, right?
Yeah, he's always doing that. I don't think he's ever done front of house for me, but he rocks.
Yeah, he's a legend.
And he understands music more than most people. So.
Yeah.
That's who should be doing sound.
Yes.
Musicians who know what music should sound like. Imagine. Would you rather fight a goblin or a little green alien?
Goblin.
I gotta go goblin.
Yeah. Alien
goblin.
He might have alien blood and like
you don't know what they got,
leak
dude.
acid or something.
Burn your ass.
Yeah.
This is a great question. Can you speak on when you had the late great Wade Allison on lead guitar?
So that was Sound and Fury 2009. That was like the last show with what would have been the original Mongoloids. We again, this was after Europe. Then we came back from Europe. We played some random city in Pennsylvania with Four Punch and Mother Mercy. I think Mother Mercy played, or maybe it was Bad Seed. It was Four Punch and Bad Seed, and then we did Sound and Fury, and that Sound and Fury was, I think, like me and the original drummer Alan showed up, and then Joe Kane was there playing with Mother Mercy. So he because he played with us a bunch, he toured with us a ton. And he would tell you probably a million stories about how actually crazy we all were. But he played guitar. Nick Fit who played bass for us a bunch. He played bass. And then we didn't have a lead guitar player. And Wade was there with Iron Age. And we was like, hey, we'll give you $150 to just solo the entire time. And he's like, yep, I'm in. So then he just soloed the entire time. He had no idea about the songs. He had no idea what was going on. And that just
is unbelievable.
So cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And he was just,
What a legend. R.I.P.
Yeah. RIP, man.
I'm
Very
just
sad.
imagining RIP for sure. I'm just imagining being like, "What? This one's in E, got it. Oh, this one's in E too, got it." Like,
I mean, I watched the set, probably side stage in awe.
that's so cool.
Yeah, so he soloed the whole time.
That's
Yeah.
like Ted Nugent during Punishment on that supergroup show on VH1. That's what he doesn't play Punishment for 1 second.
I ain't learning that.
Yeah, he just Biohazard. He just plays it. He just solos the whole time. It's amazing.
That's awesome.
What are some new bands you like, Greg?
Firestarter,
Yeah, me
Beautiful.
too, man.
Good answer.
Negative Force from New Jersey. They're going to do an LP probably the end of this year, beginning of next year on Takedown Records. Check it out.
All right, love the name.
Yep. Trying to think what else we got. Cosmic Joke.
Yep,
Bad
beautiful.
Beat.
You're crushing. Yes.
But are these new bands anymore? I don't know what's a new band.
Yeah.
Like all these bands might be old bands.
No, they're still new enough.
The best new bands we haven't heard yet, you know?
Well,
That is true.
Bloodshed. That Bloodshed.
Oh, that demo's really
Bloodshed
good.
demo is incredible.
Can't get
Barricade
enough.
demo. Check out the Barricade demo. Young, actual teenagers.
Perfect.
Where are they from?
Florida. South
Okay.
Florida. 4 songs, 4 minutes.
Okay. I like that.
Come on. That's what it's all about.
There's something magical happening in South Florida.
South
There's
Florida, man.
Fountain of Youth down there.
It's out of control. Dumbest place you ever had to sleep on tour?
On this place.
I mean, dumbest place to me is like outside of like we're sleeping on the ground outside because we don't have a place to stay. The system of sleeping in a sleeping bag on the stage you just played in Europe sometimes is like there is no more disgusting place on earth than this right now. I just spit here.
Yeah.
Now my bag's on it.
But isn't it kind of cool when after you play a cool European show and then you're just sleeping on the venue floor like hours later and it's like you're kind of laying there. Maybe this is just me, but you lay there and you'd be like, 5 hours ago I was just rocking this room and now here I am just
in the
sleeping
room.
here.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
But sometimes it depends on the room. The best aspect of that is like, wow, everybody's in here together. This is really fun.
Yeah, it's a big sleepover. It's
Every
awesome.
night's a sleepover.
It's very special.
I like that.
One time, because I ran out of gas, I was going to run us out of gas on the way back from Montreal, somewhere in Vermont. I pulled over, told all the guys to sleep in the van, and then I went and laid down in front of a closed gas station's door so that I wouldn't miss when the guy got there, so I could fill up the van.
That's smart.
I don't think a gas station within a mile of a highway exit should be allowed to close. I think that should be federally illegal.
Yeah, it's insane.
If it's
What
on
year
the
was that?
sign, it should be open. This was 2017. Not long
Oh, wow.
ago,
So-
really.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
that's
still
insane.
closing out there.
Bullshit.
It's unacceptable. Nothing comes to mind for you, Greg?
That
You
I-
slept soundly in your short
I
bus
feel
every
like,
night?
yeah, the Mongoloids had to have been sleeping in something crazy.
we're living lavish. Yeah. I mean,
Cheesecake Factory.
I'm also one of these people that when I lay down, I'm tired. It's done. Like
Oh,
I
it
can
doesn't
lay
matter.
on, like I can lay on a floor with nothing. If I'm tired, I'm out.
Can you sleep sitting up
I don't know if I've ever tried, but I'm tired enough. Probably.
Give it a shot.
on a plane? Like, can you sleep on a plane?
Oh, all day.
Oh, okay. Then, yeah,
You're
you're a
blessed.
superhero,
Yeah.
and this question doesn't apply to you. You're gifted. Who came up with the idea for the Mongoloids for the March New Jersey show, and how long did that all take?
Dave, Allen. I think honestly, everyone but me. That was kind of their. they kind of all did that. That's what I mean. It's like idea wise, like it might. Yeah, they have crazy ideas. And
Are you
that's-
a big Pink Floyd guy?
Me, not at all.
Oh my
But I
god!
didn't sing it. Sean and Ray sang it. So it was
So
like
funny.
that's why it's like the Mongolians is a very different experience because we do songs and like we did Pinkerton by Weezer at United Blood and I didn't sing that either. They all sang it.
Are you a big Weezer guy?
Me, yeah, I love Weezer.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's good.
Yeah, Weezer's.
This is a good last question. Favorite hardcore band without an LP?
Ooh, great question.
Is that Outburst? You know,
Outburst or Iceman. Although there is like what they say there's an Iceman LP that exists, but it just never came out. I'm trying to think of.
I don't buy it because then there's those 2 bootleg songs that are so fucking good that people say is like not technically the Iceman either.
I mean, Carl the Monster is a fucking legend. Do you ever hear? Because what you ever see the live recording of him singing for Underdog?
Yeah, it's incredible,
Dude.
It's perfect.
Yeah, he's a big melody one that I take from too. Like when I'm trying to figure out like doing little melody stuff in songs, like he's in Carl the Monster. Dynamo, dude, come on.
Yeah.
It's yeah, it's very
Hardcore
special.
bands without an LP.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it now.
Demise never had technically an LP. It was like comp. Bulldoze did what the Final Beatdown doesn't count, right? Did they have another LP?
Yeah, because it's like the compilation of everything.
So Be It only had 2 7-inches, and I really loved them at the time. Like that's the first.
That's a good one.
That's like what comes to mind. Is like we're really pulling from memory.
So Be It's a good reference. Those are 2 really good 7-inches.
Norheim.
Good job,
With
Lucas.
a great question. It's probably Outburst though.
Yeah, probably.
You know, if it's not fucking Last Rites, it's
Yeah.
It's got to be Outburst.
I mean, New York hardcore demo era stuff though. There's so like Abomination. They had a great demo, and I don't think they ever had an LP. They just. I think what else? I mean,
You know what? The answer is Zero Tolerance.
oh, that's a good one.
Whoa. Great point, Colin.
That's the answer. Greg, 2 hours and 10 minutes. Beautiful time we've had with you today. Are there any imparting words you'd like to leave the HardLore world with?
Straight edges forever.
Say it again.
If you're not now, you never were.
Outstanding. You're crushing it, dude. Greg Falchetto, the Mongoloids Hold My Own. He's managing stuff. He's managing to have a great time with us, as always. Greg, thank you so much for joining us today. This was such a lovely chat. Support Greg. Support all things. Thank you all so much for being here and watching. We love it. We love you all.
Yep.
See you next week.
Bye.
Later.